Joe Johnston, thank you for giving us Jurassic Park 3. Literally my favorite one.
I love Jurassic Park 3 because it takes place on Isla Sorna instead of Isla Nublar, which expands the Jurassic Park world and you get to learn more about the franchise. I've always loved Jurassic Park since I was a little kid, and my grandma even bought me the series on DVD. My favorite scene is when the cast walks into a T-Rex eating a corpse and Alan Grant tells everyone not to move, but they run away anyway. Everyone's expression is still captured even though it's done in silence, and I find it really funny.
Why I love JP3, it's an easy answer. It's because it's the greatest movie of all time, hands down, without a debate. Spinosaurus is the greatest dinosaur in the franchise, and the raptors are easily the best raptors in the franchise. And the best part about the movie to me is when they enter the embryonics lab, and Amanda uses the phone, and then the frame sits there, and you see the raptor run by. The little sound. It's so good. I love it.
I love the fact that Spinosaurus took down the big bad T-Rex, which everyone thought it would be. And I was lucky enough to see this in the theaters as an 11-year-old in Sri Lanka. Beyond all that murder spree, I also saw how persistent mothers can be, whether they're human or whether they're velociraptors.
While I've been a lifelong fan of this franchise, I think Jurassic Park 3 is what really solidified it for me, because I was finally old enough to remember the build-up, not just seeing the toys in the stores, but, Discovery Channel Goes Jurassic, all the interviews with the actors, Jurassic Park Institute, being a part of, online communities, the JP Rangers Club, Dan's Dinosaur Page, all of these things. And then, of course, I remember being in the cinema, sitting there at 10 years old with my mouth hanging open, watching this beast of a dinosaur, the Spinosaurus, just dive into the water hunting these people. I think Stan Winston said it best, nothing outside of a National Geographic documentary has captured these dinosaurs quite like this. And I still think that river sequence is one of the best pieces of cinema ever put to film.
Hello there. So Jurassic Park 3 marked a significant moment of my childhood in which I was surrounded by a bunch of the React Attack toys and the merchandise back when I was 6 years old. And not only that, I seen a bunch of those at our local Kmart store when it still existed. Obviously I can't get my hands on some of the toys anymore, but I do have these.
Why do I love JP3? I think it's the prime example of you can't judge a movie when it first comes out. Time is the greatest judge of what makes a movie special, what makes a movie fun. JP3 is short, fast, exciting. It's everything you want in a short package movie, and it doesn't feel bloated, it's tight, and it's exciting all the way through. And it's really a movie that has gotten better year after year, like a fine wine. As a young kid, you connect so much with Eric, and you feel like, yeah, I could be on the island surviving with dinosaurs in my own created safe haven. Love this movie, love people who love this movie even more.
My favorite movie ever is Jurassic Park 3. It is just the most fun I've ever had watching a movie. It's exciting, it's intense, it's fun, and at times, a little emotional. And the scene that embodies all of these things is the riverbank scene. You have the boat floating down the river, you have the music swelling up, and we take in this beautiful view of the herbivores on the grass with the Jurassic Park theme song playing, and it gets me emotional, even to this day. And I first watched the movie when I was 5 years old. That was 21 years ago. And it actually made me want to become a movie director when I grew up, and now I'm doing it. And it all goes back to Jurassic Park 3. Which is an absolute blast every time I watch it.
Jurassic Park 3 came out when I was about 7 years old, and you may think this is the nostalgia talking, but I swear to God, this is the truth. That movie literally helped me become a filmmaker. Not only was I obsessed with the movie, I was also just enthralled with the making of documentaries on that DVD. They literally taught me how to become a filmmaker. In Jurassic Park 3, I love the thematic element of family. I think it has so much heart, so much relevancy, and especially with how that story parallels with the Raptors. You thought I didn't have props? Of course I had props. This is Jurassic Park 3, baby. I think the blend between the animatronics and the CG created such a timeless feel to it. It still looks incredible 20 years later. The birdcage scene is one of the greatest scenes, I think, in the entire franchise. It's a masterclass in cinematography, suspense, and look at this thing. Look how cool this thing is. Of course I have props. films. I think one of the most incredible things about the third movie is also how it blends scientific accuracy and science fiction so beautifully. Like, I didn't know Spinosaurus existed before 2001, now I have one in my living room. And that movie meant so much to me as a kid that in about 2002, 2003, I wrote Joe Johnston a letter and I mailed it to Universal Studios. Still waiting on a response, Joe. But that movie meant so much to me that it taught me that I could make a movie. And 20 plus years later, now I'm releasing my own dinosaur short film because of Jurassic Park 3. So to Joe Johnston and the entire production team of Jurassic Park 3, truly, thank you.
Why do I love Jurassic Park 3? Well, because we have to keep this short and snappy, I don't think I can get into it, but it's the best thing to come out of this franchise. I've said it on the news twice, and it's the best thing to come out of cinema. That is why I love it. How old was I when I first watched it? I think I was about 4. It was definitely before I started kindergarten. And yeah, I just always remembered, you know, the dead body in the parachute coming flying at me. My favorite scene and why Spinosaurus snapping the T-Rex's neck, because the T-Rex is a beta bitch and the Spino is king.
Just wanting to talk about my love of Jurassic Park 3. It has a whimsy and a sarcasticness that make it the funniest Jurassic Park movie, hands down. So much fun, and I love the Queen Raptor and Taya Leone face-off. Give me the eggs. Ugh, I love it. I love Jurassic Park 3. What more is there to say?
Jurassic Park 3 is my favorite out of the franchise.
I love Jurassic Park 3. There has not been a good Jurassic movie since, and I'm forever disappointed that we never got Joe Johnston and Shelley Johnston's Jurassic Park 4.
I first saw Jurassic Park 3 when I was about 10 years old. It holds a really, really special place in my heart as it was the only one I had on DVD growing up. So it's by far my most watched Jurassic film. I would say my favorite scene is the "it's a birdcage" realization that Grant has in the aviary. I just think it's excellently shot, super eerie, and it sets the tone for the rest of a fantastic sequence.
JP3 is my favorite film of all time. I've seen it more than any other films. I love all 90 minutes of it. It's just non-stop action. I love Paul Kirby. His comedy is like, it gets me. I love the idea of just like dinosaurs on an island, and as the Jurassic World films have come out, we have not seen anything, in my opinion, that has come close to JP3, especially the aviary sequence. The aviary sequence holds up against anything we've seen in the entire franchise, perfect from beginning to end. So if I want to like get that Jurassic feeling, I'm putting on JP3. It's a lot of fun.
Back in the day when I was a teenager, I watched it with a couple of friends, and some of them, they hadn't seen the movie. And when the dino destroyed the airplane, it was like a rock and roll concert. Like, we were all screaming, like having such a great time. Like, it was so exciting, and it fully encapsulated what dinosaurs and children and imagination and that shared experience was. So thank you for the movie. It's amazing, and I will always cherish it forever.
I just want to say that I love Jurassic Park 3 so much. Such a unique story in the Jurassic franchise. Some of the most memorable characters of the entire Jurassic series. I love the vicious raptors, and I love the music. But overall, it's just such a blast to watch. It's a thrill ride of a movie, and the perfect length. So I love Jurassic Park 3.
I love Jurassic Park 3 because it gets right into business. It has a sense of wonder from the original films while also bringing its own unique flavor with its grittiness. It introduced my favorite dinosaur, the Spinosaurus. And I saw the movie when I was about 5 years old, probably too young, but I've loved the movies ever since. And my favorite sequence was the Spinosaurus attack, the first one. I used to reenact that sequence whenever it came on, and I've enjoyed it ever since.
So I was 9 or coming up to 9 when Jurassic Park 3 came out. I really wasn't old enough for Jurassic Park or The Lost World, so it was the first film I ever saw. I don't think I even saw it in cinemas, but from the first time I watched it, I was absolutely hooked. We used to go down to our local Blockbuster once a month, and I would always want to rent the same film on VHS, and then when it came out on DVD, I always wanted the DVD, I wanted to watch the special features, I wanted to see more, I wanted to know more, and I just really loved the way we got to spend so much more time on Isla Sorna. We got to explore, we got to see so much of it, the jungle, the lab compounds, the aviary, the river. I just loved the world that we were. I wanted to be Eric Kirby stuck on that island with free reign to explore and see all the dinosaurs and explore all these abandoned places. I absolutely loved it. Not too long after the film came out, I got to go to Islands of Adventure for the first time, and I had to take something Jurassic Park 3 home with me, so I bought my first Jurassic Park t-shirt, which hopefully Jack is showing now, which had the Spinosaurus on, and I loved it to bits. I wore it until I grew out of it, and I think it's still tucked away in a drawer at my parents' house. And just Jurassic Park 3, somebody once described it as the perfect bite of Jurassic, and I so agree with it. It got the raptors so right. It's the first time we ever saw packs of them, you know, but up until then it had been 3 at a time maybe, but this is a whole, you know, pack of raptors, and they felt dangerous. They felt really like if you were out in that jungle, you're probably gonna die. Happy 24th birthday, Jurassic Park 3.
So I just wanted to say how much I love Jurassic Park 3. Always have, always such a good time. I remember when I was in junior high when the movie came out, and I forget what the assignment was, but I did a PowerPoint presentation right before the movie came out, using images from the trailer to show all the kids reasons why they should go see this movie and why they should be excited. And I remember when I sat in the theater and finally watched it, I was not disappointed. It was the perfect film for me, especially at that time. And it's still a lot of fun to watch today. So thank you so much for Jurassic Park 3. And also thank you for Jumanji. It's one of my favorites.
I love Jurassic Park 3. I love the suspense. I love the Spinosaurus chase. I would have to say my favorite scene, love the scene, would have to be when the pterodactyl shows up in the fog in the birdcage in front of the kid, and I thought that was very terrifying. It just, at the moment, it just quietness, and it just like hearing it, I loved it. I love the movie.
I'm a huge Jurassic fan, and I have a soft spot for Jurassic Park 3. I think I have been watching the Jurassic Park trilogy since I was a baby. And the main reason for loving it would be the Spinosaurus. I loved every scene it was in, and I would really love to see that particular animal return in a future Jurassic movie. The second reason would be that it actually tried to show science. All 3 movies of the first trilogy showed science.
So I was 12 years old when I first saw Jurassic Park 3 in the cinema. So I was the target demographic, and 4 years is a long time to wait when you're a kid, I can tell you. I think looking back as an adult, to follow Spielberg's work and to also work from no book is a mammoth task in itself. But I remember as a kid being so entertained by this film. My favourite scene has to be the one with Udesky and the raptors. Not only do the raptors come across as ruthlessly clever and brutal, but the practical effects used to capture the raptor walking onto Udesky and digging that claw in, and also the special effects to show him kind of finishing Udesky off, shows just how good the team was on this film to make those close-up scenes look so authentic. We love you, JP3. Never change.
For me, Jurassic Park 3 has got one of the best scenes in the Jurassic franchise, and it is the scene with the Pteranodon in the aviary coming out of the mist. I just feel like that scene is peak prehistoric horror. Like there's something about mist or fog and prehistoric animals emerging from it that is really, really awesome. That shot lives rent-free in my brain for good reason.
Jurassic Park 3 has got to be my favorite movie of all time. I think it was 7 when I first saw it, and I remember like just loving the raptor designs in that movie, and I also love the Spinosaurus. I know people were like kind of mad about the fact that the Spinosaurus killed the T-Rex, but I thought that was one of the coolest scenes ever.
My parents have camcordered footage of me watching Jurassic Park 3 one Christmas morning instead of opening my presents. This movie's been with me the whole duration of my life, being born in 2001 alongside the movie. I absolutely adore it. I used to have a bootleg copy of the movie I just watched on repeat as a child. I love the fast-paced nature of the movie. It's pure adrenaline and Jurassic fun. I love the ecosystem they did with Isla Sorna. The Ceratosaurus, my personal favorite dinosaur. Of course, the Spinosaurus, the new raptors, the Ankylosaurus. It's just awesome. And Sam Neill is terrific in the movie. And the whole discussion him and Eric have on the riverbank about astronomer versus astronaut, I think is not only the high point of the movie, but one of the high points of the franchise. And as they say, Billy was right.
I absolutely love the scene where the velociraptors show up, the way that they communicate with each other. They run through the field and they're chasing everybody and they trap them, and it's just so gosh darn cool. And you gotta love that Spinosaurus when he broke through the fence, scared everybody in the theater. That is a core memory of mine. I will never forget that. But man, I love Jurassic Park 3. This is why I love Jurassic Park 3. I'll never stop loving Jurassic Park 3.
I first watched Jurassic Park 3 when I was about 10, way after it came out, I know, but somehow it always felt like it was part of my life. It's not my absolute favorite from the original trilogy, but it still holds a special place in my heart and is definitely one of my favorite movies. I love to see Dr. Grant again, and Spinosaurus was awesome, but my favorite scene, the aviary. I've always been super into flying reptiles, and that whole sequence is just amazing to me.
I love Jurassic Park 3 because we are back on Sorna. I love the dinosaur designs. It's a non-stop thrill from start to finish. It had suspense, surprise, and got everyone's hearts racing. Truly well done to everyone that brought the dinosaurs to life and made it what it is. My son is 3 and absolutely loves the Spinosaurus. The future of Jurassic is strong.
It was the first Jurassic Park film that I ever saw as a kid. I was around 4 years old when I saw it, when my parents got me the VHS for Jurassic Park 3. Well, my favorite scene's gotta be the T-Rex versus Spinosaurus scene because it was the first time we ever seen the Spinosaurus and I loved it as a kid. Even watching them duke it out and see the Spinosaurus as the apex predator was awesome.
My name is Emre Kotan. I'm 19 years old and I'm a massive Jurassic Park 3 fan. I saw the movie probably when I was like 4 or 5 years old. My favorite sequence was probably the plane crash, and especially Amanda. She's my favorite character, Tia Leone. So iconic, especially her line, "What's a bad idea?" So iconic. Love the movie, the people who are working on it, mad respect on them, and happy that the movie is making a renaissance.
I love Jurassic Park 3 because of how Alan Grant and his explorers were searching on Isla Sorna like never before. I was 19 years old when I watched Jurassic Park 3, and my favorite scene has to be the male velociraptor calling outside the engine facilities.
I was 17 when Jurassic Park 3 came out, and honestly, I've loved it ever since. It's a white knuckle ride from start to finish, and the Pteranodon aviary sequence is still one of the best action scenes in the entire franchise. Plus that beginning when the 3 claw mark comes on the screen, I mean that is absolutely brilliant. I also love that it celebrated the practical effects work of Stan Winston's studio, and that the effects team got a commentary on the DVD as well. It may not get all the love, but for me JP3 is one of the best sequels in the series and I can happily watch it anytime.
I first saw Jurassic Park 3 around the age of 7, I think. It was a movie that I've always really appreciated for being more small scale and short than the first 2 movies. It's just about this family reuniting and Alan Grant coming along for the adventure. And my favorite scene is the aviary sequence, which finally gave us some Pteranodon action, which I love. And I would just rewatch that scene a ton as a kid on the DVD.
The reason why I love Jurassic Park 3, I mean, wow, you've got the Spinosaurus, which as a little boy seeing that killer T-Rex was like, oh my god. You've got the best looking and the best there ever will be velociraptors in the franchise. And I mean, to summarise Jurassic Park 3 to me and how much I love it, and to you, and I mean, I guess for the last 9 to 10 years, the ringtone on my personal phone is Kirby Paint and Tile Plus, so if that doesn't say enough, I'm not too sure what does. But ultimately, Jurassic Park 3 got me into the franchise as a little boy, and ever since then, I've always loved it and cherished it, and that's down to Jurassic Park 3.
I saw Jurassic Park 3 opening weekend in 2001 when I was 11 years old, and the thing that always sticks out with me with that movie are the set pieces. I think that Joe Johnston's direction with the set pieces are actually quite spectacular, and the work that Stan Winston and his whole crew does to really add an extra layer of science to those dinosaurs is why you want to go and see a Jurassic movie. It's that blending of entertainment and science, and I think that Jurassic Park 3 out of every single Jurassic Park film handles it the best.
I first saw Jurassic Park 3 when I was 9 years old,
And apart from the first film, it was always the one I watched the most growing up. I think what I love about Jurassic Park 3 is, well, obviously, the Spinosaurus and the return of Alan Grant, but I also love the colorful dinosaurs they introduced the film, and a lot of other cool elements. My favorite scene has to be the Spinosaurus river attack.
When my mother was pregnant with me, she ended up taking my brother to see Jurassic Park 3 for his birthday, and apparently every time the Spinosaurus roared in the film, I ended up kicking. I guess I must have, really gravitated to the Spinosaurus for that reason, and everyone ended up calling me the Spinosaurus prophet after that, so yeah, kind of a funny story.
I was 14 years old when the film released here. What I love about the film is its focus on paleontology, Sam Neill in peak form as Alan Grant, those brilliant raptors, and of course Stan Winston and Ireland's combined effort in creating those, wondrous dinosaurs.
I love Jurassic Park 3 because, well, dinosaurs, wow enough. I first saw this movie in the theater when I was 7. In fact, it came out the same month as my birthday that year. My favorite scene has to be the Pteranodon scene. I just love that atmosphere, I just love the build-up to the big reveal. Great filmmaking.
I love Jurassic Park 3. I love the scene where Alan is dreaming on the plane and he looks around and the raptor says his name. I first saw it when I was 9. I thought it was silly, but low-key, I would have nightmares about that raptor. It freaked me out too.
I love Jurassic Park 3. I have a sentimental attachment to it. I was 10 when I first saw the film. My favorite scene would have to be when Spinosaurus emerges from out of the forest. My mom was napping at the time and she woke up and was startled.
Why do I like Jurassic Park 3? I think it has to do with William H. Macy's haircut. But no, seriously, I remember seeing this when I was 12 years old in theaters. I really was amazed by the scene where the Spinosaurus attacks the airplane. That's probably my favorite scene. And I'm just glad that it brought more animatronics back in the movie and was able to captivate the audience with all the stuff going on.
I remember being 15 years old, sitting watching Jurassic Park 3 in theaters with my dad, and I really loved every part of the movie, but especially the added feathers for the Velociraptors. I thought that was such a cool, neat, scientifically accurate piece to it. I really enjoy that Jurassic strives to give movie viewers what they want and to add excitement to the dinosaurs and get people excited about them. Keep it up, Jurassic.
Jurassic Park 3 is my favorite movie because we are seeing the other side of Isla Sorna we never got to see in Jurassic Park: The Lost World. And I was 9 years old when I first saw it. It was when I first really understood that there was more than one movie to the Jurassic franchise. My favorite scene is when Mrs. Kirby is screaming out for Eric and they say that's a bad idea, and the huge Spinosaur comes running out. That scene always scared me as a kid.
Big hand, no cattle, right from the start. Big gun.